guys, today we're going to have a wee look at product photography, and necessarily product photography for starting out with different ideas and different things you can use for product photography. So the first one is you get these muslin sheets. You can use them as backdrops like this before, this here. This one is now getting a wee bit tatty, there's marks all over it. I basically just use that as a fill sheet or a seamless backdrop, but because it's white, Amazon own the patent, so we don't want to go near that. But yeah, these run from, I think this was only about £30, but they run from £20 to a couple of hundred. So next what we have is, the next thing that you'd buy if you want to do product photography, especially for starting off, and it's especially for if you're doing product photography for eBay, then you'd buy one of these, and these are product tents, and you get them in all different sizes, and they're basically pop up, so you just, and it pops up like so. You pull the other end out, and there you have your product photography tent. So you've got the open end where you would put your product into. There would be a Velcro sheet that goes over to cover it, and on, if I can find it, actually it's here. So this is your sheet that goes over the doorway. And if you notice, there is a slant, a hole in it, and that's to put your lens through. And basically what that does is that engulfs the whole tent in light, and it's really good. I think this one cost me £20–30. A wee product tent. Now these can get huge. You can get these massive size tents, and they're really good for carrying about or doing eBay. And to fold it up, twist and fold, you get 3 different internal backdrops: blue, red and black. So we just put that in there, and there you have it. There is your product tent right there. So that is the size of it. But like I said, obviously you can get bigger ones, and what I'm going to show you is another way, a lot cheaper than this, and the results are just as good. So you've got a few cheap alternatives. One, you can kind of cover a cardboard box in A4 paper. I've noticed it doesn't really surround the item with a good amount of light, whereas these, now you've probably seen these all over the place as well. These are, I think they were A4, no, not A4, but I can't remember the size, but you get these from Poundland shops, Pound shops. I bought these from Discount UK. They were £1 each. You can get them from any craft or kind of stationery store, no doubt. So these were £1 each, and I bought 4 of them. And basically all you do is make a box, and the brilliant thing with these is, it's like the soft box, the product box, soft box. The product box is they allow light to pass through. So I'm using one of these Aperture Amaran LED lights. I'll put a link down below. These are really good wee lights, and as you can see, that's on the smallest. Now obviously the closer you get, as you can see the light moving past, but if you bring it out, it gives a better light and more, until you really could make a nice light source as well. So that's it shining on my face right now. Put that in front of it, as you can see, and it diffuses the light, but it works really well for lighting a product. So what we'll do is we'll go over and I'll show you me setting this up. £4 is all it costs you to do a product tent or surrounding, so go and check that out. So as you can see, I don't have a fancy studio. I'm doing this on my living room table. Nothing fancy. I'm sure everybody throughout the world start off like this, so there's nothing wrong with it. So basically, base, I have one there, and then we use the other 3. Now what you want to do is place them like you're setting up a deck of cards, and grab this one. So what you have to do and have to remember is when you're setting them up, you need to give a bit of space. Now let's see if I can get this clamped. Actually, no, what we'll use, I know what we've done here. So what you want to do is use these wee clamps. You can buy a pack of 6 for £1 online. They're really good. I'm just putting one there, and I'll show you why in a second. So when this comes here, that can rest against that, and then the next one I use, I shall place at the end part, and that way it can hold there. And there you have it, that is my product tent. So there you go, I've moved it around a wee bit better so you can actually see what it looks like, and we shall, basically the reason why I'm doing this is I just wanted to get some nice images of the cameras that I own. So here's one first, it's a wee Agfa, I think it's a wee box brownie, I'm not too sure, so just sit that in the middle there. Now as you can see with this light source, like I said, it gives a nice light, and you can even full blast it, add it on, different lights, like I said, and even having something like that just sitting at the back there really adds to an image. And the same area, or if you wanted, and it's a good way of learning about photography as well, of where shadows work. If you notice the shadow moving round, so if you're taking an image, you don't want the shadow to be at the front. At the most, you'd want the shadow to be hidden at the back that you don't see, and you could basically cover it in light. But I'm just going to show you without the aperture LED light plugged in, the kind of images that you can get, and I think you'll be really surprised. And this is perfect for eBay if you're selling on eBay. Very low cost, £4 or £5 maximum. You don't need any external light, just a good natural light source. Put your items on there, and that's what sells on eBay, is having better photographs. If you notice people taking a photograph of a camera, of any item at all, and it's taken by a mobile phone, and you've got somebody that's taking time and effort to do one, what they're selling is going to look a lot more professional, a lot more pleasing to the eye, and it's going to make people click on it and buy it, and this is what this is all about.
Now, as you can see, I've speeded up the film here, but you'll notice with images it makes a big difference between having something as simple as this and from taking just images on the desk, which I'll show you. It's a very good way to get into product photography, and it kind of shows you how important it is. And also on product photography, even if you don't have this, one place which is really good, believe it or not, to take photographs of items is if you set the item in your bathtub, because it's white ceramic, as long as it's a white ceramic bathtub. And if you take a photograph of that same sort of thing, it will just surround the image with light, and it will look so much better. So I'll put some images before and after